Hi, my name's Amanda, and I have a couple of neurodivergencies called aphantasia, which is the inability to visualize in your mind's eye, and sdam, which is severely deficient autobiographical memory. And that's the one I want to talk about a little bit today. So, today is September 11th, 2022. It is 21-year anniversary of the attacks on the Twin Towers in New York. And the reason why I want to talk about it today is because it is a shared experience for anybody who was old enough to live through that day, especially if you're an American. I know it actually affected the entire world in some degrees, but especially for Americans. So right now, in the present, when I think about September 11th, I have a lot of sadness for the victims and all of everything that just happened that day. But when I think back to the actual day, September 11th, 2001, I don't have an actual memory of that day. With my memory disorder, I can't really relive memories in first person. So I have a list of facts that I know happened on that day because most people, when you ask them, where were you on September 11th or what were you doing, they can relive their experience. And it's just stories that we've been kind of sharing. So anytime that I repeat a story over and over, those facts get more cemented in my head. But I can't actually put myself back into that day and relive the emotions. I know for a fact I was really scared as news reports were coming in. I know I was really sad. I know where I was. I was a student of architecture at Texas A&M University, and I was in the computer lab that day. And the grad students were working on computer animations, and I was doing undergrad work at one of the other computers. And I looked up at a computer screen where they were showing the news, and the airplanes were flying into the towers. But I thought the grad students were working on an animation project. I didn't realize at the time that it was a news station and that we were watching actual live events. So it took a while to realize what was actually happening. And see, now I can tell that to you. I can tell that story to you because I have retold those facts over and over. But when I think about it, when I'm trying to actually remember that day, I don't remember the room at all. I don't remember what the grad students, I couldn't tell you how many people were in the room with me. There's no details. There's no emotional ties to that day. The emotions that I have are right now in the present. They are not related to how I was feeling that day. And I know actually, I don't remember this part. Somehow I got from my computer lab to my apartment. I don't know if the campus made announcements and told everyone to go home. I don't have any facts or memory about that part. That's just a big, huge blank. So, but the next set of bank of facts that I have about that day was sitting in my apartment by myself, watching news report after news report and trying to, call family and just discuss what was going on. And that actually is pretty much the limited facts that I have that I remember about the actual day of September 11th. But a lot of times with SDAM, one of the things that I will do is if I was somewhere and we were discussing, everybody was like, oh, where were you? And how did you feel? And how did you hear about it? Oftentimes I will fill in those blanks. because it's very logical that I was really scared, and those strong emotions, even though I don't remember that feeling of scared at that time, I'm pretty sure I probably was. So a lot of times, even though I have a memory disorder, I might use words just to describe what logically would have happened, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't even know where I want to go with this right now. I wanted to talk about September 11th because it is such a huge shared experience. Everybody in America had some kind of feeling and memory about that date, if they were, again, old enough to live through it. And so I'm kind of curious how you remember the date when you put yourself back into it. Does it bring back all of the emotions from that date? Because that's kind of what it feels like when I've talked to other friends. When they relive that memory, it's like being right there in that day, and how the terror they felt, the just being scared. And I just I can't remember any of that. Right. I just have the emotions that I have right now. Right now, when I think about September 11th, and I've read some stories about September 11th since then, and actually one more recently about a guy, it was his autobiography, and how he personally escaped one of the towers with his guide dog because he was blind. So those stories are also kind of in my more current memory, and reliving the event through his experience, but not through my own personal memory of that day. My personal memory of that day is very just like dry sheets of facts, nothing, no robust memories. Anyway, that's, I guess, all I have to say. I don't know. I just want everyone to, I don't know how to end this.